Now we are going to learn C++, starting with the Hello World program. And we have a test program here. We can just compile C++ test.cpp output test. It compiled. We have the test. Now if we run this, it says hello world C++. That's the one. And we have basic program. IOStream is the header file we need to include. And standard library functions like cout we are using here. And the main. Now we are going to enhance this program and learn more about C++. And we have the prompt. Just I'm asking to do the improvement to the program, and as well as in future I will be writing more prompts. We will cover all C++ features. And as the prompt goes, your system role is you are a highly experienced senior C++ software engineer having deep expertise in object-oriented design, development, and so on. Write clean, efficient, and production-ready C++ code. And the user instruction is when I give you the coding task, do the following. And there are a few lines of instructions. We'll come back to that as we go. And just quickly, write a robust error handling and input validation code, logging and debugging statements, modifiability, reusability, performance, and maintainability. All of this you consider and then write code. And once we enter, let's see what it does. So it's because I asked that wait for my next instruction, and that's why it is saying that, okay, I will do this thing. Now ask me what to do. So this is what the conversation we need to learn with the Copilot. And I say now that modify this test.cpp file to apply all of these concepts. And we have this get status. Okay, so that file test.cpp is already in the Git. We will see what's the difference it will make, what changes it will make. We will have the track changed. Let's see what it does. It's doing its work. Okay, it's modifying that. So it did some changes. It's saying what it changed. It used some modern C++ feature, best practices, documentation, error handling, and code organization. It did a better job in that. It modified the main as this. We will take this code into the editor, and the main has, let's take the code first into the editor. And we click this, it will apply here on the editor. It's doing it. Then we will go through the code together and see what changes it made. And we will hide the chat window, and we keep it. We can undo or we can keep. If we don't like, we can undo and ask again. And we will keep it and see what it did. And we have start with main. All program starts with main. It has app.log and app.read number. What is app? We will see that. And there is a function called statistics log, and then it is in the try block, so try catch is used. So what are these? What is app? Let's go on to the top, and it is a namespace. Namespace is similar to class, but it's just a namespace. By using that, it's a scope. Using that, and when we use a colon, the scope operator, a double colon. And so what is this namespace has? We have a class called validator error, and which is derived from standard runtime error. So it is used here in this code. And we have a local class within user-defined class, which is a statistics. And its constructor is explicit, and it takes a vector of double data type. And we will cover vector and all this later in our course. And we have a reference parameter. And then in this constructor, we are calling calculate statistics. And this is the method or function. And we have that vector it takes. Accumulate is saying that it's not a member of namespace std. We'll see, we'll fix that. And then it is doing the calculation, max and min is finding from the numbers. Calculate all statistics of the data type. And it's using a standard min max element and using vector iterator begin to end. And it is finding min and max. Find the min and max using modern C++ algorithm, this one, min max elements. And the log, we saw the log. Log is also in the namespace, and log takes a level and the message. What is the level? Like, 1, 2, 3, maybe. It says here, log level info, warning, and error. And those should be the information that level and the message we will pass in the code. And then we have read numbers from the user input until non-numeric value is entered. So this is the read number. We are calling that in main as well, a read number. And it will be reading continuously until that value is a non-numeric value. At that time, it will break. It will read numbers from user input until non-numeric value is found. So you will run that and see what it does. And then we are doing an output all the value that it found to the output device, like the terminal. And let's go through the main. So we saw the namespace log, this is start, and this is reading from the input device keyboard, and they make unique. That's a standard STD class to demonstrate modern memory management. It have a unique only one instance of um, that statistics. That's a class, and taking the numbers that read from the input device, and then we do display statistics. So once we in this place, we will the constructor calls does the min max calculation. And then what we have next? Okay, if there is an error, it will go to catch block because this is within the try. This is the modern hello world, you can say, in terms of C++. Uh, Modern standard library is using like this one, make unique and other classes. And what error we have? We have one error. Let's fix that using the Copilot itself. It says fix using Copilot. So I did say that explain using the Copilot. It's on the chat window. What does it say? I see you are trying to use a make unique and getting an error on this. For this, we need to include memory. And for accumulate, we need to use numeric. And these two different standard library functions that require their own header files. And from C++ 14 onwards, and memory, accumulate, we need to include, add both include at the top of the file, memory and numeric. Memory is there, but numeric was not there. And include numeric. Okay. So I added that, and that error is gone. So that's the header file. Numeric, this accumulate is defined in the numeric header file. So it wasn't included. This sort of glitches happens, still happens in the AI tools are improving, but still we need to fix something manually, and that's why understanding it is very important. So what we have now, we fixed that and we understood the code, and now it's time to execute. And we have that git status. It shows that test file is modified, and that earlier test executable, we remove that, rm test. And then status, we have this modification. Actually, it will show in this one what it modified is. See this one. So all diff using the git, we can see what is the difference, what changes made. All on the right side is a green, so it shows the green background that's added, and the red background on the left side that's removed, like that. So let's close this one, working tree, and now we will compile using C++ compiler, C++ test.c, output test, and there is an error. Decomposition declarations are a C++ 17 extension. So like this, line number 98. So we have to use std. So we have 98. This is the syntax used in C++ 17 onwards. So we will have to use C++, which is standard. By default, it is C++ 14. So we have to do std, well, C++ 11, not 11, 17, and then this will compile. So we are specifying what compiler standard we want to use. By default, this one right now is 14. So we have to use C++ -std equals C++ 17. So it compiled. Now we have the test ls-ltr. We have the test. How do I run test? And our input is all numeric, we should, and until it finds a non-numeric value. So we enter some number, 3, 5, 7, 9, and then maybe F. So it did. The execution happened and it did some of these numbers are 24 and average is 6, minimum is 3, maximum is 9 out of these 4 numbers. So this is what it does, this particular program, the test program. So it has used the function header with the brief, then parameter, and elsewhere it returns the number, was the return value, is a vector. So the documentation is important, and the logging is important, and all the std error out, that's what it did, statistics. And it says the info is a statistic calculation completed. So that is here, info. And on the top, the info, to enter the values like that. This is on the log info. So the logs are there, std error is there, and class methods it used for calculating, and function headers. This is very important for the code, and it has a namespace and all of the header files that needed for this to work. So this is the basic foundation C++ code, foundational C++ code. And we'll expand on this now.